How is everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I am doing great. Okay, so are we ready to create the cute gate cover for this album? I'm so excited. Alright, let me tell you why I decided to do a gate cover is because I wanted this album to be 10 pages because in a normal school year it's 10 months long. So in my head, in my head I'm like, oh okay, well we can, there'll be a page for each month. Always something happening every month, right? So that's why I decided to do it this way, so that we could create an album that wouldn't be so big, And so this is the first time that I've ever done a gate album. I'm excited about doing it. So let us get started. Okay, so I've already cut out my pieces, and again, I'm using my Serenity printable album, and I used page 1. You need at least one of these. If you're doing the gate, you're going to need one of these for the back side. So I've got one of these. So there it is. And here's my template. Again, because I was cutting with chipboard, I did not use my scan and cut to cut it because it wouldn't have cut. So, but I did cut out the template with it. That way I have it. And you will also need 2 of cover B. If you're making it this way. Now I wanted it just plain. I didn't want it fancy. So if I had wanted it fancy though, I would have used on page 3 this one. But I didn't want to use that this time, so I just wanted to use the plain. So, but you do need 2, because what happens is we're going to do like that, right? And therefore it will open like this. Yay! So excited. Alright, then you'll need also, because we're using 5 pages, this is on page 4. I used this guy, and I had to cut 2 of them off. So this is kind of like when I made my travel mini album, right? How we had 2 spines and all that kind of good stuff. That's pretty much what we're going for here. Alright, so I am using black cardstock, and I believe I got this from Joann's. I want to say I got it from Joann's. So it's a brand new pack. I just opened it because I want to make sure that I'm, having the same brand throughout this album. It's 65 pounds. So it's, I think it'll do us good. Alright, so now what I want to do though is I want to make the hinges. Now there's not a template for the hinges or anything like that. What you need to do is, it doesn't matter which one you use. You just need the length of your album. That is literally all you're needing. So I'm just going to mark it right here, and I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off right there with my trimmer. Because we just need it to be that long. We need the length to be that length. Now what we need to do is we need to cut just 1-inch hinges, and we'll need 8 of them. So there's 1. Okay, so I've got my 8 hinges that I need. Again, I really do like this. I had a Reflections one that I really liked. It has here it is, let me show that to you real quick. It has a scorer, but look what happened. Just because of me using it, I guess the oil's from my hands, I don't know, but the numbers went away, and hello, how can you use that? So I had to go buy a new one. I was very bummed out about that because I really did like that one. If they redesign it where the numbers are like what's on the Fiskars, I will end up buying that again because I really preferred it, but what can you do? Alright, so now what we need to do is we just need to score these hinges in half. So they're 1 inch wide, so we'll just score them at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do that for all of these. And I'm not going to bore you with that. And then let me show you very quickly on one of them. Then what I want to do is I'm just going to take my score tape, and doesn't matter which side. I guess I should have notched these first, because you do kind of want to notch them. At least I do, because I like that look better. Bone folder. Right. So we can just trim them off, like so. Right. And then we'll put the tape on. So I'm going to do that for all 8 hinges, and then once I get that done, I will be back. Okay, so I have them all done, and now I have a helper, baby Jessie. She's not a baby. She'll be 6, I believe, this year. But we still call her baby Jessie because she was the baby for the longest time. Weren't you, baby Jessie? Yes, she was. So I guess she wanted to help me today. I think they like coming up here and looking out the window. All right, I think she's gonna leave. All right, so now what we need to do, since I've got them done, and this is, we make this the exact same way. Here, let me just move these over. As we always have, right? As I do all my albums, journals, I do them all the same way. Okay, so here's our spine. Here's our one cover, and then here's the back. So we're going to put it like this. Here's our other spine, and then here's our other cover, and it's going to go like this. So we need a hinge at each intersection, right? We need one here, we need one here, we need one here, and we need one here. And then we'll need one on the other side. I always like to do 2 sides so I know that they're good and put together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to move these pots over for just a second, because right now I just want to put these 2 together. Okay? So let me get my pokey tool. I'm going to actually use the new one I got from the expo. I loved going to the expo this year. It was really, really fun, even though I had to go by myself. If you've not seen that video, I've got it up with my haul and the classes. I actually took classes this year. So I was proud of myself. I have deep, deep social anxiety. Well, it's not deep, deep. But, you know, I'm an extrovert. I'm not... Like, my husband is totally the opposite. He could talk to a lamppost. I cannot. I can't do that. Alright, so what I'm doing, again, as always, is I want to make sure that I'm not putting the cover, or this is the spine right up against the score line. I don't want it right on it, because if you do that, then the book won't open and close very well. So we want it near it, like maybe a 1/16, 1/8 of an inch, something like that. I just eyeball it. Okay, and now I'm going to flip it over and give it a good smack talking. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. Alright. I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick. That just helps us, and it's just barely there. But that helps if, in case I don't get it quite lined up, that I can take it off. Alright, because I'm lining it up edge for edge. Alright, so we've got like that. So here's our spine, and here is our cover. So now we need to front cover. So now we need to do the same thing here. so now we have our Funky Monkey little album, but look, now, see? Oh, and it's gonna open like that. Isn't that cool? All right, so now what I want to do is take these other hook-em-a-doers here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to gently go in. All right, so there we go. So there's our album. Isn't it cute? I love it. And I just need to trim off this one that I got a little nutso with and put it a little bit taller. Wait here to, where'd it go? Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to do the hinge. Now the hinges are on page, we want the 5-page hinge. And if we look in our guide, it will tell us. We want, we don't want page 17 because that's landscape. We're doing a portrait. So we want it on page, let's see, no, right here, 19. We want on page 19. So I'm going to go ahead and make a decision. Right now we're going to need 2 of those, you know, because we've got 2 spines. We have 2 spines, so we need 2 hinges. So I'm going to decide, because you know, I always like to have the pattern on the hinges. Even though on the black, it really doesn't matter. You could do black cardstock and it would look fine. But, you know, I like to be a little different. So I'm going to go and print out a couple of the pages, and I'll probably print out double-sided. So I will be back when I get that done. Okay, so I got the paper. This is the front and this is the back, so it's double-sided. And as you can see, it's 8 by 8. If you click on shrink to fit or fit the page, or I don't, you know, some things say different things. My computer or my printer says shrink to fit. So that'll be that. But what's cool is I don't have to cut this out now. Now I'm just going to take it over to my scan and cut. I'm going to pull up page 19, that's what page it was, and I'm gonna then just put this in, scan it so I can see where the, what's cool too is like if I wanted just this part of something, you know, you can move it to make it, I'm sounding like a commercial for Scan and Cut, and that's not what this is supposed to be. I'm not being sponsored by them, but it is a cool thing though, you know, like here's the mat. And I'm just going to place it like right here. And then I always like to, because I'm using the, you know, thicker cardstock, I like to use a little spatula they gave me, and I like to squish it down. So now I'm going to go over to my Scan and Cut, scan this so I can see it, and then I will place the page 19 where I want it to go. So let me do all that, get it cut out, and I will be right back. So I thought I would go ahead and show you what I was talking about. So you already saw that I had put my paper on the mat, and I've already loaded the mat. It's ready to go. I've got my USB port or portable, whatever this thing is called. I'm going to put it in on the side. Sorry if I'm getting in your way. I'm using a different camera, so I can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to touch, I don't know what I do with my little thingy, but I'm going to go to saved data, and I'm going to go to the USB, and here is my Serenity album, and here's all the pages. I hope that y'all can see this. So I'm going to go to page 19. Come on, retrieve. Maybe it's not retrieved at all. What is going on? Yeah, there we go. It just had not retrieved everything yet. So here we are, page 19. Now, I'm going to say okay, because that is what I want. And then there's this little button over here that you can touch. And then you hit start, and what it will do is it's going to scan that paper that I put down on to the mat. And then it'll show it. So there it is. And as you can see, this thing is off of that grid, right? So I'm going to push that little button, and now it's in red. And this pretty much is going to take up this whole piece of paper because it is 7, I think it's a 7 by 7.5 or 7 1/4. Something along those lines. So, and this is when I wish I had my little stencil, my little pen, and I don't know what I did with it because you can touch it and move it better. Oops. Yeah. You can also do like that and it moves it for you individually. Okay, that looks good to me. Then I'm going to say okay, and then I'm going to say okay again, and now I'm going to tell it to cut it. And then it's going to cut it for me. So much less time. Well, this maybe not. I mean, I could have got my cutter out and cut 7 1/4 by 7. But, you know, for the other intricate ones, and then there's my, and then I can just take it off, and there we have it. Alright, so let's switch back over to overhead. Okay, so I've got both pieces. Now I'm going to use my scoreboard, and I'm going to score these every, well, let me get my bigger one because this one doesn't quite go 7 inches. Should be okay though. Yeah, I'll just use it. I got a bigger one, but I think this will work. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to score, oops, move my finger out of the way, because I want to score every 1/2 inch is what I want to do. So I'm going to do that on both of these. Okay. So I've got all of those scored. Now I'm just going to rock it back and forth. Rock down to Electric Avenue. And then take higher. Remember when you used to do this in school to make a fan? I did. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this, man, got me geared up. 1st grade. I still can't cut a straight line. Can't draw a straight line nor cut one. So you remember? And then you used to do like that and fan it out, and then you'd have a fan. Who else did that? Alright, let me do that on this one too. Alright. Now what we need to do is do like what we've done before. But on this one I did design, because even though I've never ever ever had a problem with my hinges when I just use one piece here for the first page and the last page, but I wanted to go ahead and give it a little bit more stability, so I have it where the first 2 will go together, and then you're going to have a valley, and then you're going to have 2 peaks like this, right? Then you're going to have another valley, and then you're going to have 2 peaks. You're going to have another valley, and then you're going to have another peak with these 2 guys. And then you're going to have a valley, and then you're going to have another peak. So it's going to be like this now. And so that's 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we flip it over, we will see where the flat is, or the valley is. And we're going to need tape there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my tape there. Now, you can go ahead if you want and notch these, or you can wait till you put the tape on so they're together. I'm going to opt for that last thing. I'm going to do it with the tape on. Even though, you know, you're cutting a little bit of your tape, I'm okay with that. Because I'd rather for them to be nice and tight so that I know that they're going to, you know, stay together when I cut it. So as you see, I'm just putting it now on just one of these. I mean, if you want, you could put it on every one of these if you want to. But I don't find that necessary. But you can. If you were using an ATG, I would. That way you know for sure you're getting good and in here. Or if you're using just glue. There's no right nor wrong way to make these guys. Just have fun and make them. Alright, and so now I'm just gonna squish. I'm gonna take my bone folder and squish. Now I want to make sure that I leave my valleys alone though. I don't want to get my valleys. I just want my peaks. And then I'm gonna roll it over and screw that down. Right? And then this is going to be a peak, I mean a valley, so I don't want that. So I'm going to roll over. Burnish it down. Again, this is a valley. Don't want the valley. I want my peaks. And then again, that's a valley. I don't want the valley. I want a peak. Let's flip it this way. Okay, so now we have our hinge for our 5 pages, right? It's a 1/2 inch hinge, so there's 1/2 inch space between. Because you know, I like to embellish. I'm an embellisher in my storytelling. I just love it. All right, and then as you can see on the back, there we have all of our tape. And I think I will, just so that I know, because this is 5 pages, I'm going to attempt to just go in between these like this, right? Again, this is just an added step I want to do, just so that I know that this is going to stay put together, because it's a bigger hinge. We've got 5 pages going in, so he's going to be a big boy. So we want to make sure that he's nice and sturdy. All right. I'm just going to use my bone folder to get that down like that. Now I can go and now I can notch all these corners on here. Get my old nasty thing here to catch these bad boys. And actually I want to get my bigger scissors with these. Okay, and now I'm just going to notch and notch. Notch. This just helps it to slide in the page a lot better. You don't got to do this if you don't want to. I just find it easier to do it, you know. All right. All right, there we are. So there's hinge 1 done. Oh, isn't it cute? So now let's bring our curver. We're gonna bring our curver. Gonna bring our cover over, and it's gonna go right here. Right here in the middle is where it's gonna go. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, y'all! It's upside down. I love that black and orange. Ooh, it just pops, doesn't it? Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, now, this is the tricky part. What you need to do is we're going to make sure that there's exactly enough space here and here, right? We don't want it to be like that. We don't want it to be like, you know, like that. I mean, we want it pretty centered, right? As best as you can. I mean, don't fret over it. I'm not getting out a ruler. If I was very anal, I probably would, but I'm not that anal. All right, now we just do the fun part, and that's take off all this tape. Yay. It's raining again. This paper is too cute. I really like it. Toot toot. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn. Proud of it. I worked hard on it. I worked hard on all my stuff. I always work hard on it. Alright. Again, I know Genevieve says don't do this, but I've seen Scrap Queen put her tacky glue on it too. So, you know, you just do you and I do. Alright, so I'm going to center it the best that I can, top and bottom, side and side. I'm just eyeballing this, and I'm going to get on my tippy toes so I can see. And I think we're a little too close to the left there. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm too far to the right. See, this is what is going to drive me crazy. Alright, I think we're good. So I'm just pressing it down. And there is our first 5-page hingerooie. Yay, us! Yay! Alright, so now I'm going to just repeat that process, and I'm not going to bore you with repeating it on camera. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I will be back. And I'm just making sure this sucker is down onto there. Yay! Alright, so let me work on the other hinge, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are. Got it done. The only thing, especially because this is 2 hinges, you want to make sure that, you know, you've got them pretty much lined up with one another, because, you know, one page is going to go this way, and then the other page is going to go on top of that. So anyway, so we're done with the cover. Isn't that cute? Cute, 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 cute. Trying to think of what kind of what kind of closure I want to use on it. I think I know what I'm going to use, so. But of course, all that always comes at the end. I always like to decorate my covers at the end. That way I, you know, have a better idea. So that's it for this video. I hope it wasn't too long. So yeah. Be on the lookout for pages 1 through well, there'll be 10 pages. Will there not be? Altogether. Because, yeah, we're going to be making 10 pages, y'all. That's why this is going through till September. Alright, y'all. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe if you've not already subscribed. And if you have, thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate it. But don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for every time that I post a video. Alright, y'all. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.